Vapor Snake, the only man who can handle life in a post-the-truth world.
As Vapor Snake, he's got nothing to do. Like, we still got Quiet. Vapor Snake never went beyond becoming best friends with Quiet, so she's still around. But
you
hey,
can be this lady if you want.
Yeah, one of the
smoking whale.
Dozens of smoking whales I cheated in. But anyways, there's some other DLC costumes I never showed off, like the boss's outfit. That's pretty neat.
That's good. Yeah.
The naked version is just it unzipped, like at the end of the game.
Do you have to have a lady face to use that version of the suit?
Yes.
Ah, nuts.
Yep. Also, Eva's, same thing. You can only put this on ladies. I should mention also, when you're dressed up as the boss, if you have it unzipped, they have the same scar the boss did. There's also,
that's part of the outfit. It comes with a latex application.
There's also swimsuits to unlock for both men and women. You get this from... There are special events for FOB invasions.
Why is it tactical?
I don't know. But there's also PS1 Snake again. Basically, in FOB missions, there are like events where you don't play against other players. They're just like really hard, like single-player challenges. And every time you do them, you get points, and you can exchange those points for other unlockables, like the swimsuits.
I was hoping that this video would just be Naked Snake trying to do FOB squirt gun only runs.
By the way, do you want a chrome Quiet?
Oh my god.
Or bronze Quiet?
Bronze, the metal Quiets look okay, except when they melt into existence. That's very bad.
Yeah. You can also get that chrome and gold outfits for Big Boss as well, for Venom Snake. But I don't have them on this save file because it requires like getting all A ranks and all S ranks in every fucking mission, and I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
It probably doesn't really help your stealth rating either.
Nah. I mean, it's really fun to walk around as a big golden big boss, but...
Well, how could we tell you from your tank, then?
The ultimate camo. By the way, becoming best friends with Quiet unlocks one more ability for her that I never showed off, which is really cool. It's the grenade ricochet. Tell her to ricochet grenade, she'll shoot your grenade somewhere else.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Is it at all possible to do that yourself? Like, if you really wind up and you have time to, like, switch weapons, could you possibly do that yourself?
If you used the drug that initiates slow-mo mode, you might be able to do it, but I've never tried, actually.
Okay.
One of the cool applications of this, though, is if there's a helicopter flying around, you can have her ricochet your grenades into the helicopter.
Hell yes!
It's really neat. By the way, we have a new rocket arm. It's the blast arm. It is the lethal version.
I was right.
There's also one CQC ability I brought up multiple times. I just never use it because there's never really any point to. But basically, when you're in the middle of punching a guy a bunch, if you try to pull out your gun, you will actually snatch their gun from their hands.
Nice.
It's really neat.
It's so good. It's so good.
It's a really cool move that is never really needed because you own a military corporation that can just airdrop you guns and you're always full of guns. If this were more like a OSP style playstyle like the other earlier Metal Gears where you had to find stuff, that would be a very useful move.
Well, you know, maybe you're running low on budget. You gotta...
Yeah.
It's got a head. You made a Mark II.
I made a Mark II-esque head.
You made Bastion from Overwatch, I think.
So this has the flamethrower equipped.
Like so. The flame is very slow in focus mode.
I don't know, flamethrowers always sound really enticing in video games, but they're very hard to pull off right. The flamethrower in this game's okay. You can also make a upgraded machete that uses the machete the skulls use. It's strong enough that it can blow up trucks. And tanks, actually.
Is that supposed to be like laced with archaea? Because the particle effect is... Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it is archaea. Flamethrower's good in here. gets around shields. That's cool.
This seems to be the tactical use for a flamethrower.
Yeah. And yeah, there's some other stuff.
So many toys you could put on your boys.
I know. So this head looks a lot like the heads that you would find on the AI weapons from Peace Walker. So this gives it intercept mode, which basically it'll just start attacking stuff entirely on its own.
Oh, so it's like limited AI is the idea, and that's why it looks like the AI weapons. Okay.
Oh, I should mention the weird head I had on the previous Walker gear basically turns into D-Dog. It gives it a mode where it will just start tagging every enemy in sight.
Okay, with the multiple cameras on the face.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that you can sort of tell what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Or once you learn what they're supposed to do, it fits with the look.
Yeah.
Also a taser, yeah.
Yeah. Previous guy was just a big taser. So this hat, I already showed that like if you die a bunch in a mission, you'll get the egg hat, and it lets you get caught for free 3 times. If you have that hat equipped and somehow you get multiple game overs in a row, you get the little chick hat, which just makes you invisible. They can hear your footsteps, but you cannot get caught anymore.
How hard did you have to try to get the little chick hat?
It's like 10 deaths in a row. Like, after getting the egg hats, like 12 deaths.
Were you just laying on your own grenades to get to this point?
Yeah, pretty much. The little chick hat works on boss fights as well. They don't know I'm... like, Vulcan doesn't know I'm here. And I mentioned there were 2 other ways to kill Vulcan that I couldn't do yet. The first is just calling in the rain yourself to kill him.
He tries to set fire to the rain before he has that cutscene where he touches your face.
Yeah. The other one is a really cool thing. Vulcan in Metal Gear Solid 3 kind of died by getting struck by lightning.
That's true.
And with the stun arm fully charged to max, it's a one-hit kill on him.
Because he's so angry he can't mutter his magic passphrase.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Great to see you safe, boss.
By the way, there's this cutscene I showed earlier with Big Boss being real stinky. There's a different version of this for if Quiet is on base with you. This was the cutscene. I was originally going to try and model swap her for, like, Ocelot or Kojima or something, but the game kept crashing.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, that'll make any man want to take a shower.
Are you jealous, Ocelot? What is that face? Anyways, you get some first-person shower action, and also all of your employees are watching you take a shower and being very horny about it. Ocelot's here too. What are you doing? What are any of you doing? What am I doing here? Get me out of here.
He's supervising, clearly. This is a special business case. I mean, she's just having a snack.
Yeah.
Where's the chicken wiggle that she did the first time you watched her shower?
Right? But yeah, then all the guys are like still in here, then they like salute you, and it's just like, good job, boss.
Good job at what? What did you see happen? What happened when it faded to dark?
Oh, man. There was a whole strut here I never really showed off. That was the intel strut.
I can think of some people who might be ashamed of their words and deeds. I don't know, I'm just saying.
Do you think Kojima will ever feel ashamed of his words and deeds? I don't think so.
No. He lives in a world beyond shame.
Yeah, I guess so. We're recording this like days before Death Stranding comes out, so I'm excited to see just how Kojima that game gets. But yeah, the Intel strut just has a massive like supercomputer in the middle of it. I think that's what this is. It hums a lot.
Oh. Fucking James McAvoy is in there. Going bald the 3rd time because they keep making new prequels.
There is a target practice up here. We're not gonna do it. It's like all the other target practices. But
if you summon lightning right at the top of the geodesic dome...
there's one conversation that your soldiers can have that I've only ever heard happen on the intel strut. I don't know why. But it's a conversation that happens specifically when two different lady soldiers meet up with each other.
Who you like? Huh? Mm-hmm. Are you Team Miller or Team Ocelot?
Hell yes!
No preference.
Oh yeah? Most of the girls here go for one or the other.
Wouldn't that be the boss?
The boss is... well, the boss.
I don't really follow. But anyway, honestly, the commander kind of scares me. And Ocelot? You can never tell when he's really thinking.
The boss is, you know, the boss. Doesn't know what sex is, I think. You see him in that cage with Quiet earlier?
Don't suggest working in a place like
You know, he's the boss. Not that there's anything wrong with that. This is the 80s. We're very progressive here.
But yeah, I think that's also the only conversation that is ever triggered when two women talk to each other.
Yeah, it's about how hot dudes are.
I don't think
This
they ever.
fucking game.
I don't think they ever bring anything up. At least I haven't heard. Like, the part of the issue, of course, is that there's a lot less female soldiers in the game, and also having them meet up with each other on base is like a difficult thing to make happen.
Like, I'm not going to tell people who they can and can't find attractive, but one of them is just an avatar of anger, and the other likes to dress up like a cowboy every day. That's not normal.
Yeehaw. By the way, here's some cut LP content. During the Big Boss hunting a bear segment a few episodes ago, I was originally going to have a Duck Commander, Duck Dynasty joke in there, but I couldn't figure out how to work it in. So, oh well.
Oh no. The horn of lies and deceit.
We still have one burger tape left.
Oh, good.
Rise and shine, old-timer. It is complete. I had our best and brightest working overtime, fine-tuning the greatest burger the world
It's
has
total
ever
garbage.
known. I call it the chemical burger.
It's a big patty, entirely 100% MSG.
Now, don't judge a burger by its color. Go on, try it.
Oh, if it's orange, I think you should judge that burger.
Oh, I get it. Now, sure, it's loaded with additives, but each one's been approved by the WHO for human consumption.
That's just a band, Miller. They're not experts.
Not gonna kill you. Are you sure?
They loved my burger.
Fine.
Is Vapor Snake hiding because he can't let Miller know he's eavesdropping on these important burger developments?
Yes.
What do you think? It's perfect, right? Right? This takes me back.
And it costs 23 cents per...
Yeah.
Neon signs on the mother road. Oh, I can
He's got Route 66 nostalgia?
What do you think of our signs now? And it doesn't just taste great. You won't believe how cheap it is to make.
Hey, Code Talker is tied up with the soul of America.
He really is. I mean, it helps that he's 3,000 years old.
Yeah.
Transportation infrastructure. This bad boy
He also resonates with the heart of Gondwana and other supercontinents.
We'll find reason to hate one another. Mankind will come together, reunited between these fluffy buns. Forget Pax Americana. Say hello to Pax Hamburgana. Pax Hamburgana.
Yeah, that's the name of our franchise. We copyrighted that.
It's a lot better than Miller's Maxi Buns, I gotta say.
Head-on just makes for more conflict. Only by uniting the world can its various inhabitants truly become free. Having lived as an American parasite...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your fucking garbage trash food is a better way to do that than the internet.
Liberating force the world has ever known. An ethnic liberator. Burger. Now all they need is a better brand image.
It's the best line read of burger I've ever heard.
I'll catch you later.
And the best part is it's technically vegan. There's no real food in it.
Yeah. So it turns out this whole time, Miller was the one who understood what the boss wanted. A burger.
A burger without borders.
Yeah. By the way, I showed that nuclear disarmament ending. With mods, you can make this happen, but when that ending triggers, it's supposed to make this monument appear at the very tippy top of Mother Base.
Yeah, where Eli used to hang out.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
And yeah, like during the cutscene, you can't really get too good of a look at what it actually says. So I figured I'd zoom in with the fancy mod camera. It's very hard to control, though. It does not have very good button mappings. I say this as somebody who works with like in-engine capture tools at my job all the time. These controls suck. But yeah, it just has a quote from the boss on the plaque. It's sweet. One other Easter egg or detail I haven't been able to show. You knock power lines over, they zap you.
Oh, no.
You can knock dudes out this way, too, if they're ever near them.
But this is 1984. Oh, that's right. It takes another, like, 3 to 5 years for every cartoon to end with a PSA about downed power lines.
So if you dig through the files in the game, there are shitloads of unused audio files, some of them kind of interesting. So we're going to take a look at some of them, not all of them, because there's so many. A lot of weird gameplay commands that aren't used anywhere.
Come back. Go. Don't go. Climb up. Climb down.
Like,
Kill shot.
I think some of these are for quiet, but
Pull
they're like
back.
really detailed,
Pull
like
back.
telling her exactly
Now to
what to
rescue.
do.
Need help. Scout ahead. Lure him out. Crouch down. Go prone. Quiet. Where are you? Don't just run off. Quit playing around. Quiet!
So many of these are just waiting to be edited into a romance scene, shall we say.
Yeah.
Don't go.
Ocelot! Cause! DD!
Some of these are for like calling for people at certain distances.
Good. Get! Stay back! Stay back! Come on.
Don't you ever say that to my sweet doggy.
Bad dog.
You could scold Dee Dee.
Sit down.
No, you can't. I'm glad that was cut. That was a
Be
mistake.
quiet. Shake. Play dead. Good boy.
Kiefer Sutherland
Go
should
get
have
it.
refused.
Dee. Come here. Come back. Chico!
Yeah, calling for Chico.
What?
That's a weird one.
Hey. Yeah.
There's some like other interrogation things they cut, like telling people to call off alerts that they called in, kind of like what you could do in Metal Gear Solid 3.
To the chopper! On the chopper! Scatter! Disperse!
Did they have a camera on Kiefer Sutherland in the booth?
Oh, I hope.
Is there footage of him just saying things to an invisible dog?
God, I wish. Don't know what these are for. They're just kind of, some of them just kind of vague.
Forgive me. Be at peace. Rest in peace.
Those are also commands for quiet.
Sighs, then grunts.
Payback time. They're not getting away with that. Not yet. It's not over yet. Kawanishi no Seguchi.
Here's the Japanese rail lines that get said a lot throughout the Metal Gear series. Apparently, this is supposed to be like a warm-up exercise for voice actors.
Sasabe. Kofudai. Tokiwarai. Myokanguchi. Sorry. Forgive me. Out of my way. Here we go. Burn! Ah!
So they recorded all the things Snake would say in Base Management and Peace Walker, and then they just didn't use them. I don't know why. It's weird.
Because he's the strong silent type.
You're fired. See you around. We need to quarantine you. Report to quarantine. Commence development of nuclear weapons. Decommission the nukes. Decommission them.
Well, bit of a flip-flopper there, boss.
Consecutive! C! Q! C!
The stuff he would shout when you would chain it together. They recorded that and didn't use it. I don't know why. I guess they just thought it didn't fit the tone or whatever. Here's some really interesting ones. Big Boss was supposed to say a shitload of stuff to pause, and he just doesn't. This is all stuff that could still work in the game, too.
Look, she's a student. She's an angel of peace. She doesn't need this shit.
Pause. 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 What's wrong?
Pause, pause, pause,
me.
pause, pause,
How
pause,
are you
pause.
Feeling any better? Do you remember? Take a look. Want to see? It's okay. It's okay. Pause. It's over. Just relax. Don't worry. Don't push yourself. Are you all right? No, that's not it. Don't worry about it. There now.
See, he can be sweet. He can be,
Yeah.
Need to
understanding.
rest.
Not in the
That's
game,
enough.
apparently. But
Rest now.
I think it's so weird that these were cut because so many of them clearly still had the context to be used, like showing her the pictures and him telling her to rest.
Everything's
And
gonna be
it's
all
like an
right.
extra little bit
It's
of
okay,
characterization I thought would have
Don't
been
worry
nice to
about it.
have.
It's nothing. That's right. Yeah. Sure. Sorry I bothered you. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Everyone's fine. Doing just fine. Everyone's waiting for you to get better. Chico wanted to see you too. Not exactly. Yeah. Everyone's fine.
I mean, is it that he can't be soft and tender to the part of his own fractured psyche that like represents this past trauma?
Yeah, maybe?
Don't ruin the only eye you got left. Enough! What do you think you're doing? The battle gear is an armored weapon developed to take on hostile bipedal weapon systems. You can alter its maneuverability by changing its posture. In travel mode, it's as nimble as a horse. Whereas in fire mode, you can move while keeping an eye on the area in front of you. It's armed with a railgun and a heavy machine gun. If you like, we can look into adding other weapons too.
It just gets cut off. Whoops.
You could just put Walker gear on top of the battle gear.
Yeah.
Maybe like flip it upside down so it's a little more stable. But
Yeah.
Dog sense of smell is better than ours, and so is their night vision. Don't take any chances.
oh, but then you'd have to shoot dogs in
Yeah.
FOBs, and I can see why they'd want to cut that.
There's some interview, too, where they just said, like, oh, the guard dogs weren't fun either. So
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Some extra Skullface voice clips. No, not really sure what they would have been used for. Some people
I haven't finished yet.
Some people have claimed you'd be able to take him prisoner instead of killing him, but I don't know.
You don't care what I have to say, big boss?
I'm
Pull
never
the trigger.
never gonna not love how he says
Shoot.
big boss.
You're only going to kill a man. Come now. What are you doing? Are you sure about this? Fire! Enough! Kill him! Where are you going? You think you're a free man? All right. Follow me. This way.
This is closure for me. This is how I say goodbye.
Yeah. By the way, all the voice clips are in individual files, so when you throw them all together, it's incredible.
That's Big Boss's SoundCloud page.
At a certain point, it
Yo,
sounds.
Miller, drop a beat.
At a certain point, it starts sounding like Big Boss, like going into labor.
Yeah, and that's where Sahelanthropus came from. You did this to me, goddammit. And he's looking at Zero. This is what happens when you eat one of the burgers.
I haven't finished yet.
Ah, yes, this is what I call Skullface 2.
Cut cinematics, stuff that we see in trailers that weren't in the game, like child soldiers training. I'm pretty sure that a lot of these animations are reused, like in the first level in Angola Zaire, where you just see some child soldiers being trained. It's still crazy to me, though, that, like, all of this was made, and there were all these camera movements, and the lighting made specifically for the cinematics, and it's just like, nope, that's scrapped. I'm sure some of these may have just been, like, earlier versions of things that got repurposed or whatever, but still. Some other, like, alternate intro for Quiet. There's this whole thing of, like, gearing up on walker gear that didn't get used that looked kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And, like, at a certain point, I just wonder, like, how much of this was stuff that was, like, got cut, or is it just like, oh, let's make this short thing that'll look cool in a trailer? What's kind of fucked up is that when you look at all the trailers together for Metal Gear Solid 5, significant portions of shots from pretty much every ending in the game are used.
I was going to mention it when we saw that, like, the jacket and the bike were really significant parts of trailers.
It's just a different time of day. They had a helicopter fly over, and they switched Big Boss with Venom Snake, and it's just like,
well,
man.
naturally, yeah.
This is a big one people ask about a lot, like, oh, what the fuck was this stuff? No idea if this was even going to be a story thing. There's a lot of, like, set dressing. This is an area you can go to in the game, by the way. But it's using the same animations for Big Boss as when he walks down the hallway after he's killed all of his men in the quarantine platform.
Right.
But they also use those shots in trailers too, which is I don't know, man.
And the buzzard got repurposed. Some of those animations went to D-Dog.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this shot was like a shot that was like really interesting to trailers because it's like, oh, this must be like the aftermath of whatever moment makes him go like fucking crazy or whatever, and it's like, oh man, that's not there. And yeah, they also had an alternate version of the hallway walk that when I saw it, this was for the launch trailer. When I saw it, I was like, oh fuck, this is so fucking cool. What moment is this gonna be in the game for, you know? Because it's like, it starts with like MGS3 Snake and it transitions through like every period of Big Boss. It's really neat. But this was just a promotional shot they made for a trailer. But it ends, it's got this, the next phase is Skinless Demon Snake.
Yes,
and it's
this
just
is coming back to me now.
When I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? That's going to be in the game? I was like really intrigued by that, and then he turns into Skullface, and it's like, whoa, man. And so like, nah, they just thought it would look cool.
You know, it's an advertisement and
yeah.
all. But it's thematic, you know, it's the journey. And
totally. But the big cut thing is Mission 51. It was going to be a DLC episode that would conclude the loose plot thread of Eli stealing Sahelanthropus.
Eli and Sahelanthropus and the third vial and the third boy all chilling out together.
Yep. So this is, if you got the collector's edition of Metal Gear Solid 5, I think it came with a Blu-ray with a bunch of extra stuff on it, including this thing. And it's neat to see.
So, wait, no. This is the second Kingdom of the Flies. Because him and the kids were called that in an earlier date on the timeline, right? Or am I wrong?
That timeline is specifically this event.
This event, okay.
Yeah.
The kids used vines and duct tape to tie the pilot to his seat before they disappeared. He was almost dead from dehydration when the medics found him. They left him
King of the Flies is one above Lord of the Flies.
Out. They want to settle this.
By the way, all this audio here is actually already in the game. It's a cassette tape that you normally cannot unlock without mods, or if you data mine for the audio files.
There's just one thing that bothers me.
What's that?
Apparently, there are already men going around the nearby villages asking for witnesses of the giant in the sky.
damn it. Already.
It's clearly business as usual for Cypher, even with Skullface gone. They must have been dying to get Sahelanthropus.
The concept
back
art for this
ever
part's
since
really fucking cool
Afghanistan.
looking.
Yes.
They'll be getting more than that. Eli's carrying the English strain of the vocal cord parasite. We've tracked down Eli and his men. They've spread the parasite across the island. It won't affect you if your voice hasn't broken, so they're safe, for now. Eli's driven
Also
all
not
the
sure why
adults
that's
off
true,
the
but
island.
fine. Okay.
Recess is officially in session. His own version of Lord of the Flies, only instead of a pig's head, Sahelanthropus. And it's swarming with something worse than flies. They presented one demand in exchange for the nuke. Big Boss's body. Those kids have got a lot to learn.
Okay, boss.
Yeah, you're supposed to ask for $1 million
Yeah.
and Big Boss's body.
Once you're in the air, we'll hit the island with napalm. Can't let those things spread. It gets worse. Here's the tape from when Eli took off.
Where is he?
I told you, your father's not here.
They're back.
His voice is starting to change, meaning he's almost a man. He's carrying English language strength.
Boss, we gotta take this kid out before his bar mitzvah.
So yeah, this DLC was supposed to be an entirely new island map. All the traps and shit.
That'd be cool.
It would be really cool. Like, yeah. The interesting part is that the ending cutscene of the DLC is partially complete, and we can
Roughly 30%, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't know how you quantify
Yeah,
completeness in
what
game
that
dev, honestly.
means. Yeah. Okay, I mean, his motions are a little stuttery, I guess.
I mean,
is that part of it, maybe?
The main thing here, I think, is that the lighting is pretty off and incomplete.
Yeah,
There's some stuff later on where people don't have any lip sync or anything yet, but it's still further along than you'd think 30% is.
That just goes to show how much went into polishing this game, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Seeing those as weird little googly eyes
I've never thought of that.
It's really making Sahelanthropus a bit less scary.
Oh man, I never noticed that, and I'll never be able to unsee that. It's a good thing it's a good thing it's over for Metal Gear for me. Unless they make a new game.
You should probably let the people in the full hazmat suits take care of this.
Mm-hmm. Or at least wait for them to all get stomped on so you don't have to shoot them yourself.
Sup? Alright, he's even wearing red. There couldn't be a more clear target here. Let's go.
Yeah. This guy who takes a really long time to pull the trigger, I wonder if he's a friend of the guy who took a really long time to pull the trigger on Psycho Mantis, who then got chopped in half by a helicopter blade.
Yeah, it's the same guy. They just have really good medics, as we've seen.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot you could do with suppressed modern medicine in the 1980s.
Mm-hmm. So what's the visual cue for when Mantis is being piloted by Eli?
Oh, so Eli on his shoulder has a red, not handkerchief, a cloth for tying up wounds or something like that.
Yeah.
It's all bundled up on his shoulder, so Psycho Mantis also gets one on his shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he has I was told that my joke was more real than I thought. He actually does have the domino mask for when
He
it's
actually
skull
does
face.
have the domino mask. It's just very hard to see
there
under
it
his
is.
mask. But yeah, there's the red thing on his shoulder.
Oh, I always thought that was like a military beret. Like,
I mean, I could be wrong. I just kind of always assumed it was like meant for dressing wounds or making a splint or something like that.
okay, well, now the giant war machine knows we're here. Cool, cool. Maybe the plan should have been napalm first, and then
Yeah.
see what there's left to do.
Yeah.
It's got ups.
Yeah, I do enjoy how high Sahelanthropus can jump.
How hard is this ground? That should just leave a massive crater where it took off from.
Thinking about it, since Sahelanthropus can jump so high, what if you made it a really big basketball?
What do you think it's carrying on its shoulder? It's just waiting for someone to make a half court its size. 1v1 me.
I knew you'd be through here.
You're not a kid anymore. You can call your own shots. But at this rate, you'll be dead before you have a chance.
I'm free to die however I wish.
So me.
Free.
Yeah, and some audio wasn't even recorded yet. That's how these things go.
Don't get the last word, Father. I'll break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you!
Look, kid, I need to let you in on the truth.
Yeah, you can stop being mad at me.
Oh yeah, this sounds rad as hell. Look at all that.
Look at the fucking concept art, though. He's chopping all the helicopters in half with the big sword. Like, it looks really fucking cool.
This would be an incredible fight if, like, you had to lead it through the whole island and, like, repurpose some of the traps against it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, those big spikes are really tough terrain for Sahelanthropus, so you get some
Yeah.
shots in, but then it just, like, kicks them all down.
Yeah, that would be really
That'd be
neat.
dope.
I love that concept art there. The helicopters pulling the wreckage of Sahelanthropus away. That shit looks really cool.
Anyway, you blew up the robot again. Again. Kid, take some Wolbachia, you'll thank me.
Yeah. You won't be able to have any kids, but
But really, that's for the best.
yeah. Seeing this wreckage reminds me, in Metal Gear Survive, there is a place in the open world map where you can actually find the destroyed wreckage of Sahelanthropus.
And your jewelry, and your jewelry.
This is a weird thing that they were the whole game never really brings up, again, the fact that when he hits his head real hard, like, he can't see some colors. I really thought they were going to make that factor in some way, and they only ever decided to do that for this.
Huh. That should be something they seed earlier, but then that's true of a lot of things in this game's plot.
Yeah, totally.
Like, you'd go through this whole mission, and then at the end there's a tape that's like, hey, you know how sometimes you can't tell red from white?
Yeah. Like, the whole game, I really... Like, the first time I played this, the whole game, I really thought they were going to do more with his head injury.
Look, you can't speak Russian. What more do you want?
Yeah.
That's not even the real reason why you can't speak Russian, so who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Dang it, that's the one I was supposed to mentor. God, oh, fuck. During that tape recording, Quiet was there, just holding up like a 3, saying she'll take care of Solidus, but then, whoops, she died.
Yeah.
Oh, he had some GMP.
He'll be all right. The vest took the bullet. Get him on the chopper. We'll patch him up at base.
I gotta check his throat for the glowworms.
Boss, he's showing symptoms. Huh? What?
Wait a minute, you mean that Eli is infected with some sort of bioweapon that could go off at any time?
I was created by Cypher. And I was the flaw. My fate was written in my genes. I'm the loser. You. All because of you. I'm not me. I'm just a copy of you. I will surpass my father.
As a copy of me, I can empathize.
Destroy you. I'll kill all of Cypher. I'll destroy your precious world.
It is funny to think about, like, how Venom Snake is killed at the end of Metal Gear 1, and, like, seeing the, you know, the graphics of this game, the tone of this game, and then, like, just imagining a jump cut to him getting shot with remote-controlled rockets in a top-down view. It's just really funny to me.
Orders are to use napalm to sanitize. Sanitize every square inch.
All right, we're gonna, like,
we're pulling out. Move!
I've been assuming that Big Boss Prime has been going around and, like, recruiting Ultra Box and Marathon Man in them.
Yeah.
And this Big Boss's recruits are, like, the first guy you meet who immediately falls asleep on the first screen.
Yeah.
He
maybe didn't have the exact type of same charisma that the real Big Boss had, because he doesn't talk.
That's right. Don't blame yourself. Blame me.
This is what parenting is like in the 80s.
Also funny to think that, like, for all of Liquid Snake's anger about Big Boss, he never even met the real one.
That's so perfect, though. Like, he's such a little shit.
Like, the whole Venom Snake Big Boss thing is another
There's
thing.
so much about it that's great. Is the thing.
There's so much of it that I really like. It's a lot of the stuff that isn't in the game, but rather you just think about the implications of it. Like the stuff with Liquid. That's really good, and like, man, if only the whole game had like that as like a central focus.
Yeah. Like so much about how like the villainous turn of Big Boss can be summed up in like, wow, the government did my mentor mommy real wrong.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna use another soldier like that. And then later, like, hey, your identity is dead now. You're another me. Like, we're in this together, bro. But like, oh, also, here's a cassette tape saying that my son is coming, so it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
Two snakes enter, one leaves. Good luck, buddy.
Whoop. Get those parasites out of there.
God, that looked like, I know, 30% complete, but that looked like just dragging an icon across the desktop.
Yeah. Go a little faster. Faster. Go, go, go.
Oh, whoa, did you commission a new nuke in there? Wow. These boots were made for walking, but not this much.
What is this? Death Stranding? Whoa!
Whoa!
This final shot's weird.
Not yet. It's not over yet.
Like,
I'm going to America now?
yeah. Is he going, like... The only thing I can think is like, okay, that's supposed to be like a hook for yet another DLC story thing. And it's like...
And maybe that's a story of how he like becomes a special service, guy and gets sent to Desert Storm. Or maybe the DLC is him like spying on his secret brother Dave, maybe?
Yeah. The only other thing I can think is like, okay, they show Manhattan, and that was where Major Zero's secret hideout. Well, not Manhattan even. He was in Jersey, wasn't he?
He was somewhere with a Manhattan view. I think they mention.
So like it's like, is there supposed to be some connection to Major Zero there or in his hideout? I'm sure he would have, like, he already moved out though. I think so. I don't know. It does feel like they were trying to. Yeah, we'll never know unless like some employees come out 20 years from now and talk about the development of that game or something.
And, as much as I keep going on about it, I am happier that the first time Solid Snake shows up, it is like Operation Intrude,
Yeah.
We don't need to see Baby Davy.
Yeah, not really. It's like, if we did see him, I'd be like, oh, that's fun. But I would like
he better just be like joining the Cub Scouts and going bowling or something. I don't want to see him in a war zone.
Yeah.
Like even What Are the Snakes Up To During Desert Storm prequel, I think would be kind of exploitative of just mining the franchise.
Yeah, totally. Like to be honest, like the franchise was basically done with Metal Gear Solid 4. Everything else after 4 for me has just been like, oh, nice, more Metal Gear.
Yeah.
I mean, although, if we didn't go beyond 4, we never would have gotten Revengeance.
Yeah, that's true.
So like all this extra shit is worth it for that game.
I'd be happy with so much more happening post Patriots.
Yeah. Like I feel like I don't need more Big Boss. It's just more, new
we
people.
We need more Blade Wolf. That's who we need to follow.
Fuck yeah, we need more Blade Wolf.